not? We'll do it.
All right, it said go live, hit the button. So guess what? Here we are. Another exciting Wednesday morning in the hood. I'm tired of cold weather. I think this is the last day. Well, sort of
What?
the last day.
Well, how cold is it down there?
Well, it's going to be 62 at some point.
Well, it's freezing, man.
It's currently raining. It never equals this time of year. It never. The humidity has the exact opposite effect it does in the summer, where it makes it muggy and terrible.
Yeah.
It makes it feel colder. I'm just tired of it.
We should be in the 50s today. I don't, which is a change for us because the last week or so it's been below freezing, but we never had a real winter this year though, which is good. I'm okay with that.
All right, so this is your reminder. There's only a week left in this quarter. If you have not used your eBay coupon for free shipping supplies, now's the time. You probably won't get very many more reminders, so um, don't be like me and still haven't spent it.
I spend them immediately. I because if I don't, I'll forget. So at the beginning of the quarter is when I spend mine.
Yeah, I tried to, and then I didn't hit the coupon. I ended up paying full price for it, so then I canceled it.
You don't want to pay full price for those eBay boxes. That's just a ripoff.
That's correct.
They're great. They're great boxes, but they're not worth the quote unquote real price. They know that they've jacked up the price because eBay's giving them the money, and they know that they can charge eBay more than a regular consumer. But I don't know too many people who go out and actually buy those boxes without a coupon. I hope nobody does. That would be silly.
And no, I do not want eBay packing tape. I don't know why a lot of people get that.
I tried it, but it's crap tape. I don't know if any of our viewers still use it, but it's last time I tried it, it was crap. It doesn't stick well. There's a lot of surfaces it doesn't like to stick to, and it's ugly. I don't want my buyer seeing that. It's so ugly, especially when you Frankenbox and stuff using that tape. It looks horrible. It looks very unprofessional to me. Now the tape that they have eBay on that's not colorful, that's okay. It's a little bit better, but and I haven't tried their paper tape. You ever tried their paper tape?
I've got a roll of it over here. I never use it.
The problem with that is you'd have to switch out the roll when you're doing eBay as opposed to Amazon, and who wants to do that?
That would be the answer.
Yep,
I'm not one that wants to do that.
not me either.
All right, so I
Not that
ordered
it's not that it's a big deal. It's an easy process, but
all right, so I have spent my coupon, so that's exciting, right?
what did
So
you
who is
buy?
here? Who is here with us? Flip it good, James and Lag. It's a good thing your mother woke you up this morning, Lag. Glad to see you. Uh, Morning, Diane, Cleveland Picker. Uh, the hand himself, Todd. Copy. You can join us, Todd. There's a link if anybody is so brave enough. Morning, Stephen, Tactical Z, Chastity. Am I to the end where I can? Oh, Delusional and John and BrickQuest and Phil. Good morning,
Oh,
all.
when's the last time we actually gave a shout out to the chat? That's pretty good.
Been a while, so I thought I'd say
Yeah.
good morning to everyone.
There's Martha just came
Martha
in.
is actually not that difficult. It's just under uh, I'm just trying to click the page. Sorry, it's under marketing, and the very bottom one, subscriber discounts. It shows right up.
And
It's
if you can't find it, just type in Google eBay shipping coupon, and it'll give you a link that or an explanation how to get there.
yeah, it's
In Google, you type that in, of course.
So when I was making the thumbnail, Craig, that's the thought I had that if this is the end of the first quarter, how close are we to Christmas already? We just finished the fourth quarter. time just it waits for no one, according to what all the hip folks say. And so it's the weeks that just click by and click by and click by. You get into a habit of doing the same things over and over, and it's amazing that and so what you got to figure out a way to maximize your time and maximize these days, because it's absolutely amazing. After the show, it'll be 10 o'clock. I'll make some breakfast, and then I've got to ship all this junk to FBA, and this day will be over. Johnny will be out here bothering me what I want for dinner, and then it's pretty much done. You can put a wrap on this day. Not even planning on leaving the house.
I don't plan on leaving today either. Screw it. I will. I got to go up to the post office, but other than that,
I left yesterday. I'm not leaving today. And then heaven forbid you throw some estate sales in like tomorrow. There's a couple of 3 or 4, you think that they're not the same as yard sales. So you spend 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. And then you look and go, I just went to 3 estate sales. Yeah, 4 hours are gone. So folks, figure out a way to orient your day. The making a list and doing those things has been helping out a lot. I think we get in a bad habit of, I was busy today, but you felt like you didn't get anything done. And if you prioritize I talked about it. You make a list of 6 things. If you prioritize those each night, starting the next day, even if you only get the first 1 or 2 done, that next day is a success, because you've got the 2 most important things done that you wanted to get done, no matter what the distractions are. So,
the cat.
yeah, it's raining, so there'll be no dogs out here today. Dachshunds, they hate the rain. Franklin spent all day out here yesterday, laying out in the sun, even though it was a little cooler, and wanting in and wanting out. So Vintage Memory says, financial planner session yesterday. Please work on power of attorney. Will arrange for long-term care insurance within the next 3 months. She hit 61 and did not have those in place.
I don't think that's rare. I don't have them in place. Some of that stuff.
Yeah, and it's Phoebe.
I'm not 61 yet, but
yeah, Phoebe has that little white triangle patch. It's gotten like really, really long, and so half the time it stands up, and then she's got all that extra hair on her neck, and then nowhere else. Yeah, she.
I see Jacob was kind enough to put a link for the subscriber discounts to keep on in the chat there.
You wonder if her father was a rooster. Sounds like a 70s song. What's up, Handjob?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now you got the damn Bee Gees bouncing around.
Oh, we almost saw his chin. He moved there, and I saw his chin. There it is. Boy, that's the most we've ever seen. That's a good thing.
How you doing, Steve, Scott?
All right.
I don't think it matters, Garden. The reason I would tell you, for price wise, it doesn't matter. Remember, Apple has a monopoly on iPads because they're the only one that makes them, and so they hold their retailers to a strict pricing structure, and if you don't follow their pricing structure, you don't sell their products. It's part of the way they hold a lot of value in their products. You love them or hate them. iPhones and iPads are generally worth more than any of their Android counterparts at the same amount of time, because they are generally built a little better physically, or they have that reputation. I don't know 100% how accurate that is, but
My iPad came from the Verizon store, which is probably not the best idea, but that's where I got it. $10 a month.
Probably their best return part if you're gonna buy it and buy a new one, it's from Amazon, and make sure that Amazon is the seller. That's probably your best return policy. Just remember, they're going to bend over backwards and not even enforce their own rules to help you out.
My wife bought an iPad from Walmart. I can't remember why we had to take it back, but no questions, they took it right back. I have not dealt with Best Buy for that. She bought her MacBook Air from Best Buy, but obviously it worked out fine, and we didn't have to take it back. So I don't know. But
Damn no! What
Walmart
are you doing up What are you doing up
Walmart on Walmart on electronics has a 30-day policy, just so you know. So if you wait 31 days, they will not take it back. Other than that, they're just like everything else. They do make you have a receipt for that.
Walmart is getting a little pickier in returns. There's just, man, Walmart back in the day when Walmart first started, you kids don't realize the freedom. You could take something back with no packaging, no any, like the underwear I keep getting returned, no package, no anything. Just walk in there and say, "Hey, I bought this from Walmart," and if they can find it in the system that they ever sold it at any point in time, they'd give you a refund for it.
Yeah, Home Depot is the same. I worked there for 4 years.
So vintage memories. I forgot about Costco. I don't know how I forgot about Costco. I love Costco. That is the wonderful thing about them is you get extra warranty and extra stuff. So the thing I love about Costco, if you're not a Costco shopper, is so you say you find it at Walmart, an item at Walmart, and you find an item at Costco, and they're going to be similar price. Generally at Costco, you get something extra. If you're buying a cell phone, you used to get a car charger and a case and all this stuff. I'm not sure. They've changed their cell phones a little bit, but you'll have a better warranty. If it's an 8-pack at Walmart, it's maybe a 12-pack at Costco for the same price. So I do anything like that. I do try to buy at Costco. I forgot all about Costco. They have quite a bit of Apple products.
We do not have a Costco anywhere near here. So.
I think we're actually getting a BJ's. We don't have one of those, and I think
we don't have one of those either.
I thought I saw where one's coming to town at some point.
Closer to Cleveland, there's but on this side of Ashtabula County has just about nothing. But even Erie doesn't have a BJ's or a Costco.
I know BJ's for resale is pretty decent. Sue used to tell me all the time that there's several in Atlanta, and she made an effort to buy a lot of stuff from them. Warehouse clubs, if you can find things that a going out price or a price, you can do well because you can buy numbers. They don't care. You can buy the whole pallet. They don't care. If you learn the numbers, if you look at Costco and see a little star on the price tag, that means that product is generally at its lowest price and it's not coming back. So it's closing out. So that's and ours. Damn it! Because Huntsville has one Costco for an area of 500,000 people. If you say, well, I'll get it in 2 days, it'll be gone tomorrow. You won't in 2 days coming back, it won't be there. So Noel says for $100 gift card with a new phone. I know the one here has just recently switched because I had the glorious pleasure of staying at a Costco for about an hour and 15 or 20 minutes with the flat tire a few weeks ago. Did I tell that fiasco on the show?
I don't believe you did.
So the quality of help, folks, it matters. So if a lot of us have employees and that kind of thing, or use VAs, make sure you hire the right. So I found a screw in the tire. I could hear it clicking. The back tire, it was one of those it was it was for a metal roof. So that if you've ever seen a metal roof, they've got those big caps on the top of the screws because they've got a built-in collar.
Yeah.
It's clicking like tap shoes. I'm like, when I first started driving the van to the actually turned around and went and got Johnny's car until I could figure it out. So the next day I figured it out. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the post office immediately. Costco, let them fix it. So I called Costco and said, "How long is the wait? Do I need an appointment?" Well, yeah, you need an appointment. I'm like, so when's the next appointment? Well, we got one in 15 minutes. If you can go ahead and come. I'm like, then there's not a wait. Just tell me to come, you dummy. That was the first mistake. So as I'm driving there, and Costco's off the exit. So when I pull off the exit, I don't realize the tire goes flat. And so I drive it off the exit through the parking lot. So I shred this tire by driving it that far, unfortunately. And so after I've been there an hour, they call me because that's the one nice thing Costco does with their tire center is they will call you and say, "Hey, your tires." So I get in there and they say, the tire's shredded. We need another one. We'll order it. You've got 70-something% wear, so it'll be $50 for a new tire. I'm like, that's fine. They said we'll have it in 5 days.
5 days.
Oh, that's fine. It's 5 days. And the guy looks at me with a straight face who works at a tire center and says, "So what would you like us to do now?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not riding around the rim. How about y'all put the spare on?" This is a tire guy who wants to know what I want to do with the tire with my van sitting in his tire shop, and I'm not going to have a new tire for 5 days.
You have a full size.
He actually asked me, "What would you like us to do now?" I'm like, "How about put the spare on?"
You have a full size spare for that?
No.
Oh.
How about put the spare on?
Well, you ain't going nowhere anyway.
I'd throw the truck. So at the end of 5 days, they said 5 days Monday. So I call them Monday and they go, "Well, tire's not here. We don't know when it's going to be here." I'm like,
"So Bob, I did see that video, Bob, and that's a long time in the future with that zipline drone thing, but it is a cool video. I can't remember the guy's name, Matt somebody or other, that did a video on these drones.
I'm like,
oh my God.
5 days. So the tire ended up taking 9 days to get there. The manager, when I talked to him, "Well, I've told my people they're not supposed to give a date estimate." I'm like, well, he did, and he was way off. I appreciate that. So Eben asked what mileage tracker I use. Everlance.
Same here.
It and MileIQ are very similar functions. I think I was just being a rebel when I picked Everlance because everybody else uses MileIQ, and I'm like, you know what?
I can't remember why I switched. I switched for some good reason, but I can't remember what it was. But
I think Everlance has a couple more accounting features or customizable features that MileIQ. I think that's the only difference. There's not very much. No, Costco does not sell used tires, Tom.
They'll probably install one, but they won't sell you one.
I don't know if they'll install one. There's a used tire place. I could have gone and got a used tire, but
Walmart. If you take a tire and a rim into Walmart, they'll put a used tire on for you, but they won't sell you one.
I had 4 plugging tires easier than changing brakes.
Yeah, plugging a tire is pretty easy.
It's not bad. But you need some hand strength to punch through that dang tire, because that's the one thing they don't tell you is if you're punching, because you gotta, and then you gotta, Connie, close your ears. You gotta rim the hole out. So, and it takes some physical strength to that steel belt that's in there. People don't realize your tire has steel belts in it, and they are crisscrossed to strengthen that tire. So, yeah, so that was my story.
I had to do that on my car. Ran over something. I don't even know what it was. I can't remember, but not that long ago. And I just bought a tire kit, fixed it myself, but and it's still in there, and that's been 6 months anyway.
So Bob T, 100% agree with you, man. We have So Costco, we've been buying wings at Costco. So, why buy wings at Costco? Costco has a great meat department. Damn it, Connie, go away.
Delicate.
Every time I think of something now, knowing you're in the chat, you're just going to, I'm just lobbing up softballs for you. And so one of the things I like that, because the way they package wings is in 6 small packs, but they're all not Ziploc, but like perforated together. So if it's just me, I could pull one of them off and do them myself. Or if it's the 3 of us, Joni will do 3 of them. And so I like the fact that and also if part of them goes bad, they don't all go bad, that kind of thing. Johnny goes there usually once a week to buy stuff for the week. Yeah, that's
so you bought your tires at Costco, so you had the road hazard warranty, so it made more sense for you to go there and not.
Yeah, I had all that there. That's why they were going to fix it for free. That's why I didn't plug it. I've got a plug kit in the van. I keep one in there just in case. I have plugged a tire. I plugged one. I was in. Damn, if I know where was I? I was in somewhere in New York. And I needed a tire plugged, and it was going to take forever. So I ended up going to Walmart, just buying a kit and plug it in their parking lot. I didn't have something to blow it up with, so I ended up having a little more of a fiasco with riding around with a spare and then put the tire back on. But it maybe took me an hour and a half to buy everything and get everything versus I think it was like 5-hour backup wherever I was.
Leg says plugs are for temporary use only. Mine's in there permanently.
So I do have the air compressor, a little bitty, the Air Hawk.
Ever used it?
My $2 buy at a yard sale. I used it yesterday. It actually pumped up the truck tire. The light was on, and the back truck had like 28.5 or something. And it took a few minutes, but it got it up to 35.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue with those little tire pumps is that they take forever. But if you were completely flat.
All right, so I'm going to admit to you guys that I'm an idiot. Do not do as I do.
Never.
This is the portion of the show where I have to admit that sometimes even the great beer, the arbiter of time, is a dumbass.
Oh, I got one too after you're done.
So here I am.
I have a lot.
I have planned this whole trip. I am doing the Peaches to Beaches. Man, I'm going to take you guys with me. I've bought extended batteries and I got them in time so that the camera is going to work great. And this is going to be the kickoff of the yard sale season, making videos. And I get halfway to Georgia and realize I don't know where the hell the damn GoPro is. I have left it at home. That led to me just making that crazy video, me laying around in the truck and then walking around. That led to that video because I didn't want it in the rain, didn't want to mess up the other 2 cameras. And then the last day of me just cruising, there's no way to do a handheld. So
that video could have been in Blair Witch.
Yesterday, as I was looking to say, hey, where'd I throw that damn Air Hawk? Is it in that little thing right there? Is it laying beside the fucking GoPro in the truck?
So you had the GoPro the whole time?
I had the GoPro. I had the damn GoPro. What's that laying beside the Air Hawk? Oh, it's the GoPro because I couldn't find it when I got home. I just didn't say anything.
Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Yeah, that's you pulled a Steve. That's what you done.
I sent Harlan text yesterday. I'm like, man, you're never gonna believe what's in the fucking truck. Yeah, I felt that really made you think you're a professional YouTuber, dude. You're awesome.
You may want to think your career choice. Rethink it.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't do as I do either because generally on my Discover card I go in and just pay the balance. Well, I didn't think I had much charged up and I just ignored it for a couple of months.
Yeah, that's not good.
I looked on my account yesterday and I had $8,500 charged up.
Oh,
I thought, I looked back at my last 2 months' statements, and they've been charging me like $145 a month in fees.
mm-hmm.
And I got the money in my savings to pay it off. So I'm just a dumbass. Yeah, I paid it off yesterday. I was like, well, I don't want to do that again. I just paid Discover card like no telling how much the last several months in fees. I'm like, yeah.
So Tyler, there was no glue on the one I had back in because it was a metal roof. I mean, it was probably maybe somewhere near a quarter of an inch on the top where it stuck out of the tire because of the collar, because they have that rubber underneath the little metal washer type, so they seal as they go in. So, and it was sealed and no air was coming out until the top snapped off, and then it went flat.
Yeah, looks like I should have waited a year or two to buy my GoPro 8. I think mine was like $350.
There was some reason I went from the 8 to the 9, and I haven't seen a reason to go any higher yet.
Still on the 7. So that just sits here on the desk.
I know the 6 is the first one where they are waterproof and you don't need, maybe it might even be the 5. You don't need all this housing and everything. There was something on it might have been the 8, the 9 used a different. Is the 9 where they went to the different battery? I can't remember.
You got the same setup I do. I have the clip on mine too.
Yeah, I'd rather use a clip-on than that big old chest harness when I use
one. Oh yeah, because you could clip it just about anywhere and it'll.
Kind of makes your underwear sag when you put it there, but that's all right.
Well, if you use the chest mount, it just makes your boobs sweat.
Well, that's the biggest issue is the sweatiness in the summer with that chest mount. So that's why I go into the clip, and I usually use it with the, put it on the backpack or something when we're out yard selling. But I haven't used it in a long time, so. I like the magnet. I saw, and I know Scott has the magnet, but I saw a guy that he puts it under his shirt and then just sticks it right to his chest. And that magnet is very powerful. And then he can take it off anytime he wants,
Lots of sagginess going on, James.
So I have this clip. I'm gonna use it try it out, see how it does. It's the GoPro one. I picked it up on a clearance somewhere, I don't know, and I've been using it for. So what I use this for is I'll ship 10 or 12 items bulk at a time on Amazon, and it's got a magnet. So I just magnet the labels up on the shelf over there so I can see them.
There you go.
So that's the one I have. Some smart young man in the chat was like, "Hey, I found these mounts. They've got great magnets to each other. They're Jacob, what's the name of these things? I'm old. I can't remember this stuff. But they are.
I have one of those extending selfie stick types for the GoPro, and it was great. But then I went to took a cruise and got out on that island in the Caribbean. I was like, look at those fish down under the water. I'll just stick my GoPro down in there and film them, and I did.
Once.
But then that salt water just corroded that selfie stick steel. It's stuck in one position now.
My GoPro is no longer waterproof because I lost a little door on the side there. I have no idea where that's at.
Boy, it's easy to do.
Well, because I had it
door for a long time and finally found it.
I had it set up in here and I was using it as a webcam and recording videos from the desk with it. And I would keep it permanently plugged in, so I took the door off. That was the last time I saw that door. It was
So
a couple
these
of
are
years
actually,
ago now.
they're called snap mounts. Did Jacob answer before I figured it out? He did not. I win.
Wow,
The
that's
company
rare.
is Snap. They're snap mounts. He acts like he's got a job or something. Yeah, these are. I mean, they're really strong. You can hear them.
Yeah, I'm with. I can't stand wearing the backpack either. That's why you don't ever see yard sale videos from me anymore. I don't like wearing the chest harness. I don't like wearing the backpack. Yeah, just don't like it. But I think that one I could deal with because you can mount that on a necklace or something, can't you? Like have it hang from your neck. I think
Yeah,
that I would like better.
it comes with something like that. More like a. So
Wouldn't
Then
one
I
on
can
a
just pull the
necklace just
GoPro off.
wouldn't one on a necklace just bounce around on your chest though?
No, with you put the magnet underneath the shirt.
I have an important message.
Oh,
I sent Harlan a TikTok last night, and it is reminding me of it because he said he thinks these are called strap-ons, and just understand that strap-on spelled backwards is no parts. There you go. You'll never be able to unsee that. That a strap-on spelled backwards is no parts.
I need somebody to interpret. Not you, Siri. Go away, Siri. This is the text I just got. Hi, it's Amy. The last submission you submitted raised ACNT standings, escalated opinions when available. When continued, log in. It gives me a website. What? I hate spam emails.
So there you go. What did you learn on the reseller report this morning?
Not much.
The strap-on smells backwards is no parts.
I did not know that. I never even. Yeah.
So evidently, Lag is in distress. He is using the safe word. The official safe word of the show is pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice. What if you just say pineapple? Does that count?
That doesn't count. It's got to be pineapple juice. Yeah. So there's so many different amazing ways. The one thing I will tell you about a GoPro, and if I'm not mistaken, the one of the other cameras will use GoPro mounts, whichever one it is. I'm thinking about selling the GoPro and buying a DJI action camera, their latest, the third one, whatever it is. DJI action.
so snap-on tools backwards are no pans.
It's the DJI 3, the Osmo Action 3. So if you're buying a camera, I don't recommend the GoPros. They have overheating problems, and so the Action 3 is actually comparable. I've watched a ton of videos, and I suggested if you're going to buy one, watch the videos comparing the Action 3 to the GoPro Hero 11. The 11 is $499. The Action 3 is $329. So there's a significant savings. And DJI, their claim to fame is, they build a lot of drones and cameras, and then they're like, you know what? If we're putting cameras on drones, we might as well make action cameras. So,
my biggest issue with the GoPro and probably most action cameras, but it's how big it is, and it's heavy. So, and the overheating, especially when you have that on a chest mount or something, it gets hot. They're great little cameras, but I think they just got recognition because they had the best advertising at the time,
So no, you evidently have not seen the episode where I played the TikTok of the guy who was running around from a bail bondsman agent, and he tells the guy that his safe word is pineapple juice. Yeah, that's a good one. Did we ever source CVS or just Walgreens? If there's something that either one of them, I don't have a particular. I just know Walgreens much better than I know CVS.
CVS is more difficult, at least in my experience, but there's
Correct.
stuff there.
It is a little more difficult.
Rite Aid used to be the easiest, but they're not so easy anymore.
Has anyone tried the spectacles? What the hell is a spectacle?
I don't know what a spectacle is. 4 more days for what, Gutted? Did I miss something? I missed something. I always do.
You meant the spectacle, the smart sunglasses.
I wouldn't mind a little camera. Some of the cops will wear a camera on a pair of sunglasses or something right here. I want one of those. Lag has a long memory.
That was a funny show, though.
We put that in the past. It's gone. It's over with now.
And these things are. So it's 2 HD cameras that capture 3D photos and videos at 60 frames per second. They've got a built-in microphone, but they're so they take.
You know what lag backwards is? It's GAL, but you know what that stands for? Get a life. That's what that stands for. There you go, lag.
It takes the 2 pictures and blends them together. I don't know, Amy. They're $380. You get them and try them and let us know.
It would be ideal for me if I could find a camera that mounted right here on the hat. That's real small. I tried making one. I took one of those real cheap cameras, little square ones that you buy. And March 26th happens to be a good day.
CVS used to have a program where they give you a big thing every quarter, a percentage of whatever you bought. And then they decided in their infinite wisdom to do it between every transaction. So now you end up with a lot of little tickets saying your CVS reward is 37 cents. And I think they did that on purpose because they know not everybody is going to look, scan this for 37 cents. That's just not going to happen. Good morning, Tom. Have you you're up awful late. Have you been battling the razor again? If Tom, if you want to come see us, it's
Pat comes in like a storm. Look at that.
There's a lot of different options. So that's the one thing. If you want to try some of this stuff, just start Googling, man. It's amazing what you can find out there. That is the strength of the GoPro, is everybody makes a mount for a GoPro, and also there are plenty of generics and stuff. So if you're on a budget, you can get.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the side chat. Our side chat is just giving each other hell this morning.
Seems what they like to do. As long as they're not giving us hell.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for gracing us with your presence there, Mr. Too Good Looking for this show.
Thank you.
Garden wants to know about Target versus Walmart sourcing. Target has some policies in place that they don't like resellers coming in,
but if you're buying clearance, they really don't care. They don't, it's like anybody else, because that's stuff they're trying to get rid of. The one thing I would tell you that Walmart used to be a bigger advantage until Walmart goes, let's do clearance like Target. And so now Walmart is much harder because they've taken all the power away from the store manager and the area managers to mark down clearance so you could go in one store and there'd be different prices. Now the clearance is pretty much the same price. You're just waiting for them to get to the next level. And they're on a little bit of a different time. Each store is, but they all do the same. You know, if it's 25 at this store, it's 25 at the next store. You know, sometimes this store goes 2 days early to the next markdown, but other than that, they both Target does it all stores at the same time, and so it makes it very difficult because every store in the country has the same price, and so that just means your competition is much higher. Both of them clear out. Target has always been very good about clearing out their stuff. Walmart, when I first started, was a gold mine because you could travel the country and go. Some of the better stores I ever did was rolling up into Kansas and a bunch of single door Walmarts. And once the clearance was over, the manager goes, "You know what? We're just gonna throw that back on the shelf." And you would find some of the oldest, coolest stuff in these little Walmarts that never sold. Now they are much stricter about getting rid of that clutter and stuff in their stores, so they all look the same and taking advantage of the limited space they have on a shelf.
I have noticed that Walmart, especially, used to be you could go in there and find some cheap stuff. Nowadays, their clearance just isn't what it was. It's higher priced, but it's probably because it's coming down from corporate, like you said.
Yeah, they've made it more
much
difficult.
harder.
They've made it more difficult on a reseller, you know, to know all this, to go buy a bunch of clearance at the same time, because as they've controlled the level at which comes down, you know, more customers will buy it as it comes down versus the bigger drops. You know, it's not like a Rite Aid where Rite Aid goes, you know what, 75% off, let's go.
Those were the days, man.
Walmart used to
You
have.
could-
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Steve.
No, go.
Walmart used to have discount dollars, is what they call them. At the first of the month, the manager would get an email and tell him, "You have so many discount dollars," and then he would just hand it over to his specialist that handled the clearance area, and said, "Here's what you got to work with." And she'd go around, or he would go around and knock stuff. You know, depending on how many discount dollars he had, he would start knocking products off. So, like Scott said, you'd go into one store, and this widget is $1.29 at the East Independent store, but if you go over to the South Triad store, it was still at $3.75 because it's just the associate would just spend that money like they wanted to. So
Outstanding, Ron. So Ron says he is going home this afternoon.
Wow.
I want you to be in comfort and at your own house while you watch Alabama win our next round. And A&M's out.
Yeah.
You got to be a Tide fan, buddy.
Scott,
really
you really
that's some
got
really
to get a
good
life,
news.
son.
Ron, that's great you getting out, buddy.
I'm just messing with Ron.
That's some really good news. Yeah.
Yeah, that is incredible news.
What are you going to do if your son marries a girl from Auburn?
I'll celebrate. That means he got his ass out of the house and did something. So let's go.
You go shake Auburn palms at the football games if she takes him.
I'm not gonna go that far, but
Maybe at the wedding. You won't.
remember he went to he went here to UAH, so he, other than my loyalty and him growing up loving Alabama, yeah.
What's the difference?
University of Alabama at Huntsville versus the University of Alabama.
Oh, he's at the local.
It's in the system. Is like, you know, North Carolina State. They're all in UNC Greensboro. They're all in the same system. But the University of Alabama, as recognized as, you know, one of the greatest universities ever, it's in Tuscaloosa.
Are they still doing that delusional?
I don't think so, delusional. I think that they are told your store is allowed, because Harlan has ran into his store and found a lot of stuff this week. I think they've just told him you have your clearance has been this level for so long. Go ahead and knock it down to the next level, and that's what's happening there. Because I went to one of the other stores, and it is not down yet. It's still at the same prices as his store was before they marked it down this week. I think in a region, I think, like Huntsville's, we've got 12 Walmarts. I think they do a couple at a time. I found 3 of them that are down, and I found a couple of them that are still up. Walgreens still has that power. The manager at a Walgreens, you'll still find national clearance at Walgreens, but you'll also find clearance of other items that the Walgreens manager still has the ability to mark down. So that is one of the reasons. And Walgreens generally has a small clearance area where CVS does not. CVS, you have to walk the whole store looking for their yellow tags. But the strength of a CVS is you can use BrickSeek to search CVS. You can't Walgreens. But if you go on the Walgreens app, you can search areas at a time using they'll tell you within a geographic area what store has what you're looking for. And their app is relatively accurate.
I'm going to switch cameras here real quick so I can see something on my phone.
Watch out for the hogs. I don't think we would play them for quite a while. Yeah, Harlan picked up a bunch of Harry Potter wands the other day for $2 each. But they're the only store I can find that's even got those.
They were like $70 a piece at the theme park.
That's probably why you ran your Discover card up like that.
Yep. So, PacWest Bank, Pacific West Bank.
Are they going under?
Their stocks are down 10% this morning, and they can't pay off their people withdrawing money. They're going to be next to go. We'll see.
That's the one thing about people ask, is reselling dying? A lot of people will go, is retail arbitrage dying and all this stuff? And they want to sell you the bill of goods that because it's not the same as it was yesterday, it must be dying. It must be dying. When if you pay attention and understand what's going on and might have to change a few things, it's changing. It's not dying. Reselling will continue on for. I don't know how you ever enter reselling because, there's people have things that have value, and they sell them to others. It's been that way since the beginning of time. And so, yeah, the Walgreens app actually does help you out.
Sorry about that.
So it just you have to stay on top. You have to learn. You have to adapt. You have to change. But not to mention, you have people who are starting in this game every single day. There are people walking in brand new, deciding that today is the day that they're going to try reselling. It just happens. It's going to happen. And you also have the ones from the video. I didn't make a YouTube short of the world's against me. That person is quitting today as well.
It's got such a drama queen.
I think you have more people quitting than starting on a daily basis. Not. I mean, obviously it averages out eventually, but it's a hard gig
because it's work.
You just hear about the ones quitting, and the people who are starting. They're probably in the chat somewhere. They're paying attention. They're not. They don't know the way around. So if you're here and you're new, welcome. We'll try not to be mean to you. We generally have good information, but if you have questions, we will take any questions you got. Just stick them in the chat. This show generally talks at a little bit higher level than a beginner, but we will answer. We're happy to answer any questions you have.
I'm on the wrong show.
Except for Steve. We keep Steve around so that we feel in touch with the beginners.
Okay, good. I feel better now. Higher level.
Yeah. So the difference between somebody new starting and somebody leaving, and I don't get this. I don't understand. The new person comes in, they're kind of quiet. They're in the background. They're learning. They're taking in a lot of information. They might be scared to ask a question because they might think it's dumb, even though there's no bad question. But that person who's quitting, just wants to beat on their chest. I'm done. I quit. and wants to tell the world
Yep.
that they just failed at a business. I don't get it. If I was going to quit or if I couldn't cut it, I would just disappear. I would just go quietly off in that sunset, and you would never go. I'll be damned. Whatever happened to the bearded picker? Where is that irritating SOB? We're glad he's gone. It's why do they feel the need to, and then to blame it on blame all their problems on everybody else? Not that everybody who was successful at this and is currently doing it, is dealing with the issues. Do Amazon, eBay makes mistakes, and Poshmark and the rest of them, they all make mistakes. They all have plus and minus.
Absolutely.
Did you hear your girlfriend, Scott?
Oh Lord.
She said she says nobody wants to take responsibility for their actions. Nobody wants to make an effort.
She's 100% correct.
I think a lot of failure depends on how you come into the game in the first place. If you're listening to people who are positive, encouraging, you're probably going to succeed a lot more. But if you come in listening to the other side of the fence where it's all eBay is bad, Amazon sucks, you're probably not going to, do as well. So I think a lot of it's who you're listening to.
So, hey, baseball, first time here. Welcome this time and last time you were here. So, Aaron Corn, Walmart. The one thing I would tell you is Walmart is where everybody starts. That's the easiest one. Everybody can find a Walmart for the most part. If you live in the South like I do, you trip over Walmarts and the one thing I'll tell you is there's a lot of competition there. And then OfferUp is, if you're going to sell local, depends on, you need to know what's strong in your area. OfferUp here doesn't seem to do much. Facebook Marketplace is much stronger here.
OfferUp, it's on its way out. It's not doing anything.
So maybe test them all. It's you can list an item you have on more than one marketplace, and that's the one thing I would tell you is if you're going to sell local, throw it on Facebook Marketplace. Throw it if OfferUp is good in your area, put it on both of them. But Walmart deals with sellers. I just don't have a ton of experience selling local to tell you how fast they'll sell. If you're picking up deals, understand that eBay is the quick start, the easier of the two to start. Even though I would tell you it's harder to list an item on eBay than Amazon, because Amazon you don't have to do the pictures or anything. Most of the time there is a listing. You're just joining the crowded pack.
Oh, excuse me. I just got up literally.
I slept in today too. I've been getting up early lately, but today, nah. I slept until 8.
One of the meds I take gives me heartburn, and I woke up this morning at about 12:45 with heartburn, and I didn't go back to sleep till about 6:30.
So James W, what I'm telling you, and James says, so you're saying eBay can't throttle your store or hide your listing? I'm saying that eBay is not out there going, you know what? There's that James W. He's a bastard. I just don't like him the way he acts in the comments on YouTube. Let's throttle his store. Out of the blue, they don't have to come up and decide today's the day we're going to throttle your store.
I think there are times that they do things like that for sure.
If we suspended James' account for not following our rules and he is selling fringe items and he is not following policies and he is a fringe seller, do I think that they would make it a little more difficult on you because it's in their best interest for that seller to go away? See, that's the problem you have with social media is someone will come up and go, eBay's throttling I've got 1,000 listings of used clothing that I can't seem to sell. I don't understand why. It's eBay to throttling my store. I'm like, are you promoting listings? No, I'm not promoting listings because I'm not giving eBay any more money than what I have to give them.
Oh, good. We get another clip
to fight eBay and not use systems, and they can give you a million reasons why they're doing it, as they're selling the same item everybody else is selling from the same bin store that they got from Goodwill, and they don't understand why they're not millionaires.
Well, I think they do hide listings at points, and I think they do throttle things, but it's not for the reasons you might think it is. It's just because your listing for this GoPro might be in Ohio and your buyer might be in California. So for them to get their item faster, they might prefer to show the California items better, even though you may be using certain tools like promoted listings. That's another thing. Like Scott said, you got to use the tools that they give you. If you refuse to use the tools, you're not going to get, you're never going to be any better off. Not saying you won't sell anything, but you have a much better chance to sell things if you use the recommended things that they tell you to do. Same with Amazon.
Brandon, if you went to Kinston yesterday, I hope you carried a gun. Ooh, I'm glad you survived that encounter with, yeah. But it's absolutely amazing that people fight the system and fight the. If you think that and then you go, well, have you called eBay? Have you called and asked them if there are any problems? Because a lot of times there's that rumor going around. Oh, they'll reset my store. All that that I don't know if that works right, but you can. I hate to continue to bring his name up, but he was the mad scientist when Dusty was still with us. He reset his listings every 10 days. He reset the promoted listings sometimes twice a day. You're competing. Never forget that this online marketplace. Why do I have a repricer? Because I can reprice 10 times faster and manipulate the buy box on Amazon. Whereas if you don't have a repricer and you reprice once a day, and my repricer is repricing every minute, I'm gonna sell shit that you're not gonna sell because I'm gonna be in the buy box way more. Same thing with eBay. eBay is there's, as much as we like to sing Kumbaya and we're all in this together, technically, everybody in the chat is competition on the same platform, not selling the same items, but if it's a similar item, so are you treating this? Are you treating this like a business? For the most part, you'll find the same person to ask in a group. Do I have to account for cost of goods in my profit? Is the one you're competing against that person who wonders why they're not getting sales.
I got to address what James says up here. eBay does throttle stores. eBay chase people around. Ever see the news on the Steiners? That was a whole separate thing going on with the Steiners, who are the owners of the e-commerce sites thing. The Steiners for years had been putting out articles about eBay, most of the time on the negative side. Not always, but generally. eBay didn't like that. Some eBay executives. That was a personal vendetta against one set of people. I don't think that's the culture there. Obviously not anymore. All those people, some of them face jail time. They're gone. They're not in the company anymore.
Scott, I got a question for you. If you, for some reason, you could only sell on one platform, which one would it be?
Amazon. No doubt it's Amazon.
Is it?
I don't sell used clothes. That's the one thing you can't sell on Amazon is used clothes. I don't sell used clothes.
No, the Steiners didn't just write about eBay. They write about other companies as well. But eBay is the one that took offense to it. The corporate, whoever was the head of that at the time, took offense to it. That is an extreme case.
So Flipping Goodies has got another great point. We're focusing on the two major ones. I'm part-time and sell on 13 platforms. Most people that quit are just lazy. That's it. If you're a used clothing seller and you're not getting any traction on, so imagine this, that you're a used clothing seller and you're selling young hip stuff on eBay. That's not the audience on eBay. I mean, there's so many ways it can go wrong because eBay is an older audience, because eBay has done a terrible job of marketing to young people. Go ask a 20-something year old person, what is eBay? And they're gonna look at you like, damn if I know. They will give you that same look on them when you ask them, who's the vice president? They're gonna look at you like, they don't give you that look.
Who is the vice president?
I don't think we have one right now.
So, if you're going to do that, why are you not on Poshmark? Why are you not? Why there are so many freaking platforms, and there are programs out there. Oh, but it's too much work, Beard. You're the one bitching about your sales. You're the one bitching about this. There are programs out there. List Perfectly is the one that comes to mind. We'll put them on a bunch of these platforms. One listing. This ain't difficult to use the tools. The hardest thing for you to do is sign up for the platforms. That's generally the hardest thing because there are programs out there that list the same item on all of them. And if I'm not mistaken, List Perfectly, if you sell it on one, takes it off of all of them for you. You don't even have to mess with it.
I look at eBay, Amazon, any platform you're selling on like this. If you're failing at it, it's all on you.
Roman, I
It's
thought
not
Dan
on the
Quayle
platform.
was still vice president.
It's not on the platform. It's not on anybody else. It's all on you. Mine is not doing good right now. Why? Because I haven't put any time into it in the last month.
So Phil said
All on me.
eBay has server update in progress, moving a couple terabyte every day. It's not targeted, but it is happening.
Sure. Things like that happen. I just don't. I know that they've targeted people in the past. It has happened. I'm not saying it doesn't. But what I'm saying is they're not going after Scott. They're not going after me, and they're not going after James because we're nothing to eBay. We make overall very little for them. So they're not doing it on a personal level, except in those extreme cases.
But if you've got negative things going on with most time, Amazon's the exception. You can just be following the rules, and out of the blue, they hit you for no apparent
But
reason.
it's still not a personal thing.
It's their bots. It's not.
Yeah.
I truly do not believe eBay. Maybe they did this, whoever these Steiners are. I don't know who they are. I don't pay attention. But
it's the one with the horse head and all that bullshit. And
still don't know.
Big news.
I'll have to look at it after here. But if they're are they negative about eBay?
A lot of the times, yes. They have that e-commerce bites blog, and they've been going on since the 90s, I believe. And a lot of the time, it was negative.
But I would ask you too, with the Steiners, for example, just because you blog about eBay and reselling does not mean you use the tools. Look at who was the one that did the blog forever? The guy and the girl. The guy talked and the girl goes, yeah. It was only audio. It was never video.
Oh, Scavenger Life.
Scavenger Life. They were proud. Look at us. We've got 10,000 listings, and you'd go look at their store and they'd go, holy shit, these idiots don't know how to price. Everything in the Scavenger Life store was top of the market pricing, and then some. You look at it and go, who the hell paid twice as much to these two idiots? And they tell you what their sales were, and you think this is somebody with 10,000, 20,000 listings, and they've got employees, and their sales are no better than anybody else's.
It's because the eBay wasn't their main gig. It's what their podcast was mainly about, but it wasn't their. They own real estate.
They have the properties and other stuff too. I know that, but you could say, oh, eBay throttled. They had a blog and eBay throttled them. No, eBay didn't throttle them. They didn't know how to price.
And I think a lot of times we want to blame the platforms, and a lot of times the platforms are wrong. I mean, every platform, I don't care what it is, doesn't even have to be reselling. If you're using a platform on the internet, Facebook is a great example. They are idiots over there. They're run by idiots.
That is a running joke
things
for
that
a
are
long time. What color door did you have on eBay? There was people out there that were so convinced that eBay was the difference between what color door you had. That's how delusional. Sorry to bother your name there, delusional picker, but that's how delusional people were that they would call about eBay and wonder why their door changed, because that had to be the reason why their sales dropped.
I don't know. Do we still have doors? I haven't even seen one in a long time.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I don't know why eBay just didn't do away with the door altogether. Because why give people? I mean, maybe they enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's Mr. Stady, 100% correct. Dusty never did a sale or promoted at 24 hours long.
I found my door.
Everything he listed was on sale. Are you using the sales? There's so many tools. Are you using multiple discounts? I do like Rachel Stricken too. And it's you've got to treat it like a business. And that's where most people who start this, unless you stay in it just long enough, it's a hobby. It's just something we can do. People tell you all the time, oh, you're just flipping stuff on eBay. That anybody can do that. If anybody can do it, everybody will be doing it.
But how important is it to promote a 40-year-old Canon camera lens?
I promote
how many of them are listed?
Not very many. That
They're
one,
more-
maybe 5.
I still promote even in those instances, even if I'm the only one, because somebody might be searching for something similar, and mine will come up because it was promoted and theirs wasn't.
A Vietnam Army coat, Vietnam era Army coat. There's only like 3 people with a listing, and they're not even the same size as this one.
But if you're promoting and somebody types in, it doesn't use the word Vietnam, for example, yours is going to come up before others if you promote, even if you're the only one with that and you don't feel it necessary to promote. That's why I promote everything.
Here's the biggest difference I have with James W. It's the culture. We can deny it all we want to. It's still happening. You just don't hear about it. James, I don't believe it. Maybe it's 1%. I just don't. People tell you their sales are down, and then you immediately start asking them, are you doing this, this, and this? And they look at you like, well, damn, I never thought of that.
Or why would I do any of that and give eBay extra money? That's the biggest one I hear.
If you're not treating this seriously, when my sales slow down, I can tell you there's one reason why. I'm either behind on the reprice on Amazon or I'm not listing stuff. There you go. You can either one. Why are my eBay? I listed 6 things on eBay yesterday, sold 3 of them. It's not about, they don't look at it and go, well, every now and then Bearded Picker says something nice about us, so we're going to promote his store better on eBay, or we're not going to throttle him.
Any throttling that goes on is totally controlled by the algorithm, and it has nothing to do with people ever, except in this case of the Steiners. And I don't know if they actually sell on eBay. They just run a blog. I just promote at 3%. A lot of my stuff sells that way, so I keep doing it.
So Aaron, you can sell individual. You can sell 1 million items. They don't care. The strength of an Amazon is the more items you have, the better, because Amazon is built to move a lot of items, and so that is like right there, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the same item, but in the box beside it, there's some one-offs and stuff's going into. So you can do either one, but individual items don't last. You'll sell one and to be done. But it is made, the wholesale model and models where you can get lots of items do very well on Amazon.
I would suggest that anybody who doesn't promote, throw it up at 2% for a little while and see if that changes things. Do it on stuff that's been sitting and see what happens. Of course, you're going to get that probably new bump because you just promoted it, and that might change things. But just at least try it if you don't do it. And if you do it, try something different. Try running a sale or sending offers to buyers or something like that. I think we spend way too much. Certain people are good at looking at algorithms and figuring them out. Dusty was a master at that. I am not. So I don't even worry about how the algorithm works. I don't care. I just put things on there. I do what I think is right, and I sell things. That's it. I don't worry about the back end of things. I don't care.
So James, again, the king of the negative here today, I guess. Everything is not rainbows and unicorns. Nobody's ever said. How many times we sit here and complain about these things for hours at a time? It's not perfect. But I can tell you right now, it sure beats the hell out of going to go rent some space and try to attract customers. It sure beats the hell out of it. You've got a business, James. You wouldn't sell anything to anybody if you had to depend on doing it yourself locally in Indiana. You'd have to give up your main business or parts of it.
All I know is if you're not having sales on one of these platforms, especially eBay, do something different. Change something.
Yeah, I'm way behind the chat. So Harlan's door is open. What does that mean?
I don't know. Mine's black with some red stuff coming out of it.
That means you're on the seedy side of eBay there, Harlan. everybody knows what you're looking for when you got an open door.
I did find my door. It's actually blue, to be honest. But.
Yeah, so Noel says she's got sales on 4 items she didn't promote. I look at the item, how much competition there is, how hard is it to find, is it an item that just because it's a one-off doesn't necessarily mean I won't promote it because if it's in a category that you want it to show up because it's something that's not been around for a while. I mean, there's lots of reasons to put it up in the search of the keywords that eBay would generate. But there are lots of items I don't promote as well. Something that sells super fast, and if I'm aggressive with price, the more aggressive I am with price, the less chance I'll promote it, or I will promote it at a lower percentage.
But Scott, you throw always in your titles. You always put in "look" in all capital letters.
Right, look
with the @ symbols. Absolutely, that is my number one suggestion for new eBay sellers. Do that.
So here's the big lie, James W. The big lie: you can't be the lowest price, promote the highest, and make decent profits. Bullshit. You can't. The problem everybody has, and everybody makes this mistake, is they look at it and go, I got 7 of those. Did nobody get them any lower price than I did? I bought them at discount at Walmart. There's no way anybody could be in cheaper than me. So if I can't make any money, they can't make money. You can't assume what somebody's purchase price is. I could have somebody. My next door neighbor could have just fallen off a turnip truck, and her husband had all these, and he never put them together, and she decided to give them to me for free. You cannot. People assume that because I got the best price possible, and if I can't do it, nobody else can do it.
You don't know where somebody's at, and they're listing. Maybe they had that thing listed for 5 years, and they're at the bottom now. Because they're ready to get rid of it.
What is decent for you is decent for me. You make these abstract terms that go decent profits.
Well,
look at Walmart, look at Costco. They run on a razor thin margin line. Walmart the same way.
Amazon booksellers, the big guys, they'll sell books almost at a loss sometimes just to keep things moving.
They're making a little bit of money on the shipping.
Yeah. A few pennies on the book, maybe, and a little bit of money on the shipping. And because it's a volume business, they're just killing it.
And what people need to make is, varies from one person to another. Mr. Sadie, he's only concerned about picking up a suitcase of Mick Ultra on his way home on Friday night. So if he can pay for that, he's been profitable.
Right. And what I have to make, as opposed to what Scott has to make, because the cost of living in our areas is a whole different story. The cost of living here is very little compared to maybe a bigger place like Scott lives. It's just cheap here. So I don't have to make as much.
And I think you can do it anywhere because like Lost Treasure 73, she's in the land of perpetual snow. And, she makes a damn good living. She works like a slave. But she always makes good money. If she says I didn't sell anything, then I worry that we're having an issue.
I mean, there have been some great ideas in here and I haven't done one of them. One of the people in the chat a couple weeks ago, or maybe in 3 or 4 weeks ago now. I said, they want to keep their items fresh. They have a clearance in their store. They have a clearance, and they heavily discount the clearance, just like a regular store, a clearance category, and put that on sale to get that out of their way so they can move on to new, fresh merchandise. That's an outstanding idea. Noelle is telling you she doesn't promote anything for 30 days. So if you're good enough to track your items and know when it's 30 days old, and then you start promoting, these are outstanding. You have to treat this as a business and work it like it is a business, and what's beneficial, what you find works for you. There's no right or wrong answer to all this, but I know the wrong answer. If you don't do any of it and sit back and go, well, damn, my sales suck, that's the wrong answer. I can tell you that.
Like I said, it doesn't matter what you do. If it's not working, do something different. Doesn't matter what that different is. Change a title. It can be anything, but do something different.
I think people need to also think of it like a grocery store. That shelf space is expensive. You'll see stuff come in, and 2 weeks later, it's on the clearance side, or the shelf, because nobody's buying it, and they can triple front probably the item beside it and make a lot of more money than they're making off of that space than
Brandon,
whatever item that is in that space right at the time being.
That means Connie is going to come and pay you a visit. That's what that means. So vintage members got a great point. If you sell unique one-off items or household goods, are you fighting the masses or waiting for the 1 or 2 buyers in particular that want your item? How good are your titles? How good are your pictures? They don't have to be perfect, but they need to be better than that video I cut up yesterday. And all you see is blurry, skinny, stretched out me because, I didn't want to shoot another one. I couldn't capture the raw emotion of my Academy Award-winning performance.
It was still good.
Pop's Attic, 100% agree. You get what you put into it the majority of the time, 100% correct. Are there problems? Yes. Are there problems where something might happen with eBay servers, something might happen with some kind of temporary throttling or whatever, but I can tell you the way to get out of that is to continue to work it. If you think of that, then restart your listings, that's what eBay does when they go, we're going to reset your store. They just restart your listings, folks.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
You can do that
Not
yourself.
Really.
They
do that. They've come up with that because there was a big thing a while back where, you can call eBay and they'll reset your store. So eBay started telling people that's what they were doing to get them off the phone. That's about all that was.
Scott, did you get your breaker fixed?
Sure.
You probably stuck a nickel in there. If anybody doesn't know, back in the day. So you did
those little round screw-in breakers.
Penny, I forget what fits in there, but
he did it one more time. He did it one more time after that show, and it hadn't done it again.
That's because at that time it sparked and soldered everything together.
You would think, is it the rain or whatever? It's currently raining right now, not doing it. So who knows what causes it? It must truly be a weak breaker.
It's raining here too.
I've been watching a lot of videos on other things other than eBay reselling, and I've noticed that if you're one of those people who just wants to sit back and relax and the money comes to you, you're not gonna get very far. If you're one of those people who wants to manipulate the system by using programs that you shouldn't be using, you're not going to get very far. You will for a short time. And if you're one of those people who is always negative, you're not going to get very far. It's just the way these things work.
Scott, Todd, what are you watching?
I'm just laughing at the side comments. Sadie says Scott's breaker box looks like melting lava.
I'm sitting here reading I'm sitting here laughing at Brandon because that's the truth. We don't even touch that. The value of getting a busty woman to take pictures of your items.
It's certainly a strategy.
The Chesty Love strategy.
And I've seen it. I don't know if I'm guessing people still do it.
Necklaces? Was there a necklace in that picture?
So, Gardner, I mean, do you sell items at a loss or just get rid of them sometimes?
Break even anyway.
I wonder if
No,
those
if
inflatable.
it gets to that point, I just send them to the auction. Whatever happens, happens.
If one of those
I have a box full of Goodwill donations. I have a box full of Goodwill donations because I bought things that, I just keep a box for Goodwill. So yeah, there's a loss there.
I'm telling you, Todd, you would be the king of silver and gold sales with a hairy chest, hairy breast. I'm telling you, the world would know you worldwide.
Some of those 70s gold necklaces that he's probably got stashed around there, that looks like you could hold a ship in place with them. They're so big.
And just think how much. So here's a novel concept for folks. There's nobody here maybe for the first time in your life to tell you what to do, and so you're in charge of your own destiny. Do a time audit. Write piece of paper and write down what you spend your day doing, and then decide whether that's productive or not, and the value of your time and the value of what how much do you. If you were at work for an 8-hour day, so say you might have put in 6 solid hours, by the time you got coffee and peed and all that stuff, how much time do you really put in working your business? It would scare most of you because there's too many people watching reselling videos and that kind of stuff and all that reselling content. They probably should have spent more time reselling.
The biggest thing, list 10 items a day. How fast does it really take to list 10 items? I can do it under an hour, easy.
I can tell you this: if you're a full-time reseller and your idea is to list 10 items a day, you're going under.
I don't know if you're going under, but you better be listing 10 decent items that are going to sell.
Unless you're lag who has disappeared from
10 items, unless you're outsourcing or whatever else that day. 10 items a day isn't that's not a great goal. Now, do I think that you should list a lot of items, and the more items you have, the more you sell? Well, yeah, but it's the quality of the item too you got to look at. I don't care how many you have in your store. But I'm just saying, it doesn't take long to list 10 items. It's a super simple thing. And a lot of people, full-timers, including myself, say, yeah, I list 10 items a day. Well, guess what? It's not really that big a thing. You got to work harder at it. That's why my business wasn't going the way it should, because I sit here and watch YouTube all day.
Man, it's Jennifer's up at 9:21. I'll be damned. Stranger things happen.
10 items. There's somebody that we know and love that's in the chat that if somebody, she probably passed out when you said list 10 items.
I'm just saying, if you only list 10 items a day and you call yourself full-time, you're probably not really full-time.
She's a listing machine. How long does it take you to list 10 items there, listing machine?
Very little.
When's the last time? I wonder when the last day was she actually only listed 10 items.
Probably when she decided to go full-time and her job ran out.
When she was at Disney Park and only had an hour at the hotel before she went to sleep.
A lot of it is.
She got her 10 listings in then.
On my slow days, it takes me about an hour and a half to list 10 items. That includes beginning to end, research, photograph, and list. And I'm not very fast. So I think most people could do it quicker. My wife does it way quicker than I do. If she were only listing 10, but she does more. She does whatever she can in a day.
I'd be willing to
So-
bet the Queen of New York is already listed well over 10 today.
My wife has her listings done and listed, photographed, done and listed before I wake up in the morning when we're not outdoor dashing.
Todd will say, well, I listed 5 yesterday and I was wasted. You can hear the eye rolling from New York all the way down.
I'm not saying 10 isn't a good goal, but if you're full time, there's got to be more than that. It has to be.
If I make 10 listings, I'm like busting chops, man. That's big time for me.
He has to go let him take a nap.
Yeah.
He has to go
But-
take a nap.
Yeah. Everybody should be in my situation, though, so they don't have to list 50 a day.
But you know,
But that's a different topic.
everybody's situation's different. Some people need this to live off. They want it to live off of. And some people, they're just doing it to, as Mr. Sadie, to keep his Mick Ultra stash going. I mean,
Retirement check is a good thing in life.
yeah, but that getting to 65 is a bitch.
Yeah.
So lag is a top seller on Silk Road. What is Silk Road?
I don't think you want to know if you don't.
All right. Connie, what is that?
I don't think it has as much to do with Connie either, but
Is that his Chinese connection?
Silk Road is like the underground,
Yeah.
internet underground.
Man, that was fun. It's got me all fired up. They're going to make a chaffle.
Do what?
It's got me all fired up. They're going to make a chaffle for breakfast.
Shuffle. How you doing on that?
Down to 211. It was supposed to be 210, but that scale said 211.0. I'm like, really, you bastard?
I think you have to take it with a grain of salt. Either that or you need to go spend $700 and get you one of those fancy ones like they have at the doctor's office.
Get a scale that lies to you. That's what I want.
Yeah, speaking of salt, so I ordered some. One of the things about keto is that you lose a lot of water, and so in losing water, that means your body, you lose a lot of salt, magnesium, and potassium. So they make some element makes. I got the first. I tried the first one yesterday, the orange flavored element. It says you can mix it in anywhere from 16.9 to 32, whatever your flavor. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'll do 32. So I mixed it into 16.9. I split it in half. If you were good enough to drink that salt packet in one, oh my God. It was all I could do to drink it in 32 ounces. I can't imagine. I don't add salt to anything. I can't imagine if somebody can drink the salt content that's in that thing.
I don't like a lot of salt.
Trying to get used to it because I know I need to replace it if I'm going to stay on this for long periods of time. Because I already lose potassium as it is with my blood pressure medicine, so I take a potassium supplement. So I figure anything I can do to help on that side. When is Nebraska junk? I don't know. September, I think. September 23rd, 24th, and 25th. That was last year's. Planning
You have
ahead.
your new camper by then.
I'll have it built out by then. Pre-order your 2023 shopper's guide. What the heck is a junk job? I hit the plus. Come on. So 3 days of citywide garage sales, yard sales. I get the what is the 2023 date? Frequently asked questions. Shouldn't y'all at least put when?
I want to clarify something. When I say listing 10 a day isn't a lofty goal, it's not. But that also shouldn't be your goal either. The amount of items that you're listing a day isn't necessarily a great goal to have.
You're
But old
much better
Prophet
off.
says quality over quantity is better.
A dollar amount does much better.
Yeah.
These people with their, listing dollar amount, sales dollar amount is much more effective.
Yeah. It's always quality over quantity. Now, if you have quantity and you need to list it, 10 items a day isn't going to get you very
Because
far.
I could list 10 of these at $9.99 and really think, man, I got my 10 done. Have I really done much?
Roman, I hope our garage sale season. I am so. What do they call that when you're cooped up in the house all winter and you can't do anything? Yeah, that's what I got. I want to get out. And
Pickle juice is a great way to replace salt. Yeah, I like pickles. I'm not drinking pickle juice.
They have pickle juice flavored vodka at the liquor store.
So that's the one. That's what I picked up when I say it's got 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 potassium, 60 of magnesium. So I tried the orange today.
LMNET.
No,
Timothy asks if I ever go to Canada.
LMNT. There's no E in there. LMNT.
Okay.
So I tried
Timothy
yesterday.
wants-
I tried the orange. I guess I'll do either watermelon or raspberry today. What do y'all? All right, so watermelon, raspberry, or citrus. What does everybody think?
Watermelon.
Watermelon, raspberry, or citrus today.
Anyway, Timothy asked if I go to Canada ever to buy things. I'd like to. Just do some yard sales up there or thrift stores up there. Problem is, don't you have to declare that when you come back? I'm guessing you do.
So I
It's
use
for resale.
So these guys, I guess they're okay. They're expensive. It's like $1.40 a pack. But when you put it in 2 bottles, I guess it makes it a little cheaper. I went through the Keto Twins web link, and it was supposed to give me an 8-pack of variety, which get a lot more different flavors. But somehow it got dropped out of the cart, so they're sending it. So it'll be here in a day or two. It'll have a bunch more flavors to figure out.
I used to chug pickle juice just to freak people out. It was,
All right, so there's
but
2 votes.
how much ever juice was left in that.
There's 2 votes for watermelon.
I picked watermelon because it's the first one you said.
Yeah, because I guess watermelon wouldn't be that bad because that's one thing. Add salt to a watermelon, that's not unusual. So maybe that'll be a taste that I recognize.
Okay, Scott, I got to get out of here. The boss has got to get on a phone call.
Wait, you still on dial-up?
She's got you on a short leash.
No, she's sitting across from. See, if you watch the show in the morning, Steve, you know that she's sitting right over there.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes.
And she and Scott bitch at each other. She's not bitch at each other, but about the same topic. And she's over there, and I'm having to. If she's not speak loud enough for him to hear it, I have to I have to pass it on to him. It's harsh. Anyway, y'all have a great day.
Peace out.
Bye.
So yeah.
Caught me not watching the show.
I mean, I eat pickles and I add dill pickles and stuff to a lot of them.
Not a huge pickle fan. Just never have been. I did the pickle juice thing just to freak people out because most people wouldn't do it, but won a few bets that way. I'd probably still do it. I did it. We used to have I don't know if you're familiar with Royal Rangers, but it was the Assemblies of God Boy Scout type group. And I was in that, and we used to go on camping trips all the time. For some reason, we always had a jar of pickles or maybe hamburgers or something. I don't know. So I would sit around the campfire and do that.
There seemed to be several of those when we were growing up. I was in the Baptist church, and it was Royal Ambassadors.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
But same type of thing. But anyway, so the pastor's kid, John Watson, thought he'd be tough and try it. And all I remember is that it didn't end well for him.
So Mark, as long as that because they're going to open the box to look inside it because they have to be able to scan it and store it and all that stuff. The box inside your shipping box must be ready as long as they don't have to do anything else to it. If it's in a box ready for shipping, you can mark no prep needed. A lot of them are as simple as, if something needs to be polybagged or that kind of stuff, but, make sure it's where, if it's a rock band, if it's all together, if it's a box in a box, you should be fine. Just to click no prep needed. Morning, Victoria. I was actually awake this morning. I just didn't turn the computer on. Should have got up and watched the show, but I sat back down in the recliner and I was attacked. The two dachshunds would not let me get up.
I'm thinking about hooking up my iPad in the car and using my hotspot so that I can watch videos while I'm out and about, because I don't get to see any shows in the morning because I have to use the phone. I can't use, I'm using the phone for my apps.
You're taking a break. Well, I'm glad I didn't come out here, because then that would have been devastating to have made the effort and you not be here. I can understand the break though. I took one. I can't imagine you do one 5 days a week.
I remember those days when you guys were doing them. I don't know how you guys ever got anything done.
It's tough. Very tough. Yeah, Dusty had finally came to the realization, because then once you do that, then it takes you by the time you recover from doing it and get back in the right mindset. I mean, people miss that part. They don't understand. It takes
half the day's gone. Half the day's gone with the way. I mean, we go till it'll be 11 o'clock my time when this show is over, and then we sit around a little bit sometimes and chat for another hour or so. So then you're talking noon. So half your day is gone already. If you was going to go out and source, now you're late to the party. Yeah, it's just a lot of things. If you were doing it 5 days a week, 1 day a week is great. I'm cool with that. But 5 days a week, nah. Or once in a while at night, that's okay. Sunday nights you do it, that's cool. But 5 days, I have nothing but admiration for people who can do it 5 days a week and still run a business. I don't know how you do it.
So Mark says has to be in a box. They can't ship it with the original box. I packed it. Are you talking the original box as what's it in? There's a shipping box, so you're going to put it in a moving box. How is it packed inside that box? Is it ready to? Is it truly ready to go?
If you're just shipping it the way you found it in the store in the box, retail packaging, that's not probably going to work. But if it's in an actual shipping box, then yes.
I had one. I had one. I sold it here and shipped it locally. It was a full Rock Band set. It was pretty easy. I just stuck it in another box and sent it on its way.
A lot of the Rock Band sets, people are buying those as collectors, and so that you definitely need to put in a different box. Just put a box inside the box, or box. You know what I mean. Like printers, when we were selling all those printers from Walmart that one year, I just slapped a label on the outside and sent them.
I did too. Same thing.
But that's different because nobody's buying those as collectibles. I tried for a while polybagging those things. It was just so much work. I said, screw this. And I threw a label on the outside of the box. But
so Gary, Victoria has a YouTube channel. She's been the last 3 years has been doing a morning show from 7:30 Eastern to 8:30 every day.
But she's on a break starting
She's
this
on a
morning.
break starting today.
Yeah.
Take a nice good break.
Yeah.
Nice good break. It'll reset your mind for a while. I mean, what did we take off? A couple months?
Yeah, a couple 3 months, and you get to where I'm not gonna lie, Victoria, you probably already experienced this just over the first morning. You know, you miss a lot of people in the chat. There are a lot of wonderful people in the chat. You know what? Just because I disagree with what's the name, Mr. Indiana's stance on thing doesn't mean I don't enjoy his conversations. He has a different point of view than I do, and on some things, and we agree on. And, I can disagree. I'm old school. I can disagree with people and still respect them and still, you know, see their point of view. I get it. You know, I enjoy the chat. You know, if it was a echo chamber, it wouldn't be nearly as much. You know, how do we learn unless you
got to have some disagreement.
Yeah.
Gotta. I hate listening to shows where everybody's a cheerleader. I hate it. There are a few I could mention, and I won't, but I don't listen to them anymore because everybody in the chat is a cheerleader for the person who's running the podcast, and it gets sickening after a while.
If you notice one thing about James is very you know, had a lot of great points, and it wasn't I believe this and nothing else. He put some thought behind it. A lot of
he gave us a good conversation for the show.
Oh, absolutely. Rob, you're not Mr. Indiana. It has to be James. Y'all can fight for the title. Maybe some kind of super fight out for the title.
Does anybody want that title? Just asking.
Cleveland picker. The answer is yes. Putting your vacation mode Amazon doesn't go on vacation. They just go.
It doesn't affect FBA. It would only affect anything you have merchant fulfilled. FBM.
That's 100% correct. It's 100% correct.
Which is nice because if you got a lot of stuff in Amazon and you're going on vacation, you can still sell it all. In fact, I found out that vacation mode doesn't really affect my eBay sales that much either. I still sell a lot when I'm on vacation mode.
Now,
I sell some weird stuff that you know has been listed forever for some reason.
Yeah, Tracy, who's local here, T Flips, he went to Houston and back with family, and he came back with like 18 or 19 sales. Mark says he doesn't have permission to perform that action.
I'm not familiar with that. Are you doing it? He's doing it straight through Amazon. I hate their setup.
The new stuff. Their new. I don't know why they had to mess with the other one that had been working for the last how many.
I didn't like the other one either, but this one's worse, in my opinion.
I don't like it at all. And every time they would tell you, "Do you want to use the old one?" Yes, 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 yes. And it supposedly went away sometime this month, but I haven't tried it again since. I guess that'll be today. Yes, Ben, I did see that, and that's probably not a good thing. That they are natural enemies, and we're forcing two natural enemies together. Probably not a great thing. If it's your first one, I probably wouldn't have started with a rock band set. I might have started something that maybe Legos. Something that's
well, the first one's the hardest anyway. So once you get that out of you got it. See, you got it. It's not rocket science to do it, but it feels like it when it's your first one, for
right.
Sure.
When you go to your second one, you go, "What the hell? Why did I make this so hard on myself?" They're really.
Who the hell's rustling paper? That's got to be Todd.
Sorry.
Just wondered. No, go ahead. Keep rustling.
I'm picking orders.
Well, there you go. He's working.
And we'll have none of that work stuff now, dadgummit.
Oh, we're not allowed to see his hands while he's working either. They go too fast.
So Victoria, a lot of that depends on what items you have. That sell for FBA will sell much faster. You got to remember there are a lot of people that pay what $100 and however many dollars is a year or a monthly fee to get shipping from Amazon in a reasonable time. So they will pay more for your items, and it sells much faster. You also get the buy box considerably better most of the time. FBM, I don't know how many I shipped yesterday. How many do I have today? I currently have 7 to go out today. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 9. I've sold a couple since I've been sitting here. But it's stuff like this. So I sold a Sony digital voice recorder. It's used. I generally don't send that kind of stuff in, even though that's really small, and I probably could have. And then I've got some Hanes leggings, some girls' leggings. Can you see them back there? They're on the top shelf. I don't know if you can see them or not. They're right there. Oh no, you can't see them. They're above that blue. But it's just 3 packs of leggings. I didn't feel like doing all the prep work of bagging them to send them in. So I've got 14 3-packs left. I was like, you know what, and 4 of them are going out today. So I guess I have 10 left. So
I play rock band while I'm on the treadmill.
The argument with FBA, FBM is, for me, I barely sell much on Amazon nowadays, so FBM is the way to go. If you're a seller like Scott, FBA is probably the way to go, because there's so much of it. So it all depends on what you're selling and how much of it. For me, I don't have enough to send in. That makes it profitable.
So if you want to do FBM, make sure you're picking up your boxes from Supply Hut. There's a bearded. You don't need the link. Just go to supplyhut.com, enter code bearded, and it'll save you 5%. Their boxes are already the cheapest.
And they're good boxes.
I like ordering from their website much better than ordering from eBay, because they will send you an email saying, hey, we got your order. Then you'll get one saying, hey, we shipped it. And then you'll get one today. It's out for, like I've got some couple items coming in today. So, I got an email this morning saying, it's going through the FedEx system. Your items are out for delivery. They have gotten much better with the shipping. Last week I ordered some boxes on Tuesday. They got here Friday, which is pretty quick. That's as fast as Amazon's going to get them to you. And these last ones I ordered Friday when I realized that I was out of bubble mailers, and so they'll be here this morning. So it's generally on the third, they're being delivered on the third business day. It's pretty quick. So
to answer Mark real quick, it printed out 2 labels, guessing put both on the box. Absolutely. One of those is the UPS label, and one of those is the FBA label. The FBA label is for Amazon to scan when it gets there, so they know what's in that box.
So it contains your box. It contains that little 2D barcode contains your box contents information as well, and so that label is very important. Yeah, Victoria. So that's what I'm doing today and tomorrow. I am spending today and tomorrow. I've got 4 or 5 boxes laying around here, just stuff. So I'm going to do my best to send everything, because I've decided that I've got to get ready for yard sales, which will start. We'll have some this weekend, but probably the next weekend is with the big start on them. I need somewhere to process the stuff because I need to deal with it as it comes in instead of just continuing to pile it up. So I'm spending the next 3 days doing FBA shipments. Well, maybe at least the next 2. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to the Nashville Flea Market or not Friday morning. I haven't been to the Nashville Flea Market in well over a year. Now that I know where my GoPro is, maybe I'll go.
Mark says someone was complaining on Rakin's chat that Amazon lost their Amazon box worth $500. Yeah, that happens on a rare occasion. Don't listen to the complainers, though. Just do what you got to do.
Since 2014, Amazon has currently lost none of mine. They lost one.
But it gets found.
Reimbursed me, and then they found it and took the money right back.
I had one. Thank you, Gutted. I had one that got lost like that, and it was gone for a long time. And then I finally got the reimbursement, and same thing. Somehow that reimbursement triggered them to actually find it, and they sent it back to me. So I still have
Victoria,
I list them on eBay instead.
that is a good question. 98 watching, only 30. All right, who forgot? Come on, I never asked. I
I
need to do
didn't.
it more and more.
I didn't. You need calls to action, Scott, or
I know.
That was
calls
me.
to action.
I suck at that. Hey,
There.
Me too.
please hit the thumb. I appreciate that. It does have a. If you didn't learn something, if you at least thought about something. Did you see how Amazon has now doing multi-channel for? Did they change
Just
something?
now?
They've been.
I
doing
think they
that
might have
for
changed
years.
something in the program because I got an email the other day about something like that, and I ignored it. I shouldn't have, but they've been doing multi-channel fulfillment forever.
Yeah. Connie, I don't doubt that was your nickname. We don't like to think about these negative things. They charge you $8.38 to ship to a local warehouse.
Yeah.
Are you saying that's good or bad, Mark?
I don't think that's too bad for a big box with a rock
And
band.
remember what size box. If you're ever in doubt, go put it in pirate ship and see what they charge you. Victoria, you're 100% right. Shipping to a warehouse is extraordinarily cheap and affordable. You got that. That's why nobody lives up there, Brenda. Brenda says that still have -6 nights and 13-degree days, 3 to 3 foot of snow on the ground. Snowed yesterday.
Good grief.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you can keep that, Brenda.
You can have all of it. We've been pretty lucky here this winter.
There you go. Tomorrow I'm gonna enjoy 78 and then 77, then 75, then 72, 66. We're dipping all the way down to another cool 57, 59, but then we're going right back up into almost winning. Larry hit it 3 times. Appreciate that. As long as you didn't hit it twice. Do you use, like, you're gonna have to learn to type better, buy more FBA storage space? I have not. I'm not using hardly any of my FBA storage space right now. So yeah.
I just got an email for that too. How many square feet I get? There's no way I'd use any of it. I send in DVDs on occasion.
Yeah, we had like one here last week.
Well, you never see Todd's face, but I just saw his ass.
Well, he didn't hear you because he doesn't have on his
I know.
his air traffic control head.
Somebody came to the door. It's because Pirate Ship doesn't beat eBay first class prices because eBay and Pirate Ship get the same rate from the commercial rate. eBay or Pirate Ship might beat some on priority on occasion. I haven't seen it, but I know some people say that it does. Now on UPS for sure, I'm sure Pirate Ship beats eBay. But yeah, I still ship through eBay.
I'm still used to Pirate Ship and making sure I have a scan sheet. So
what Pirate Ship does beat is anything that you're selling on any platform like Facebook Marketplace that you got to ship or wherever, they beat because Or if you're shipping to a family member, I love using Pirate Ship for that.
We really didn't have any of that stuff either, Brenda. We didn't have any lockdowns or mandates. There was a little bit of a mask issue with doctors' offices and hospitals. That's the only place I ever wore a mask was in a doctor's office or a hospital. Or did I even go to the hospital? Just doctor's office. Just doctor's office. And then when I got to the room, I'm like, you know what? The hell with this. Yeah, the big deal with Pirate Ship, folks. If you're new to shipping pirates, you need to teach yourself what cubic shipping is. Cubic shipping is smaller boxes. So one of the larger cubic shipping is like 1086. Up to 20 pounds is the same rate. So if I was shipping a 18-pound box to California 1086 and a 20-pound 1086, they'd be the same price to the same address. It's only distance. It's not by weight. If you wanted to calculate that for you, it's is it length times width times height divided by 1728. Victoria, you were not in here earlier when I had to admit that yesterday I found my GoPro. It was in the truck the whole time. I had it with me the whole time.
This is the guy you guys take advice from, folks.
I knew this great YouTuber wouldn't go on a damn trip without his GoPro like he planned. I knew it.
That's right.
I just didn't have any confidence in that. Next trip, I'll wear it around my neck like a badge of honor when I get in the truck. Yeah, that's so yesterday I had so the story is for Brenda and Victoria. Tire in the truck was low, so I pulled out the little portable air pump, the Air Hawk, and sitting right beside the Air Hawk was the GoPro. Damn it. Yeah, so that 5 minutes to breakfast. Woohoo!
Scott's blonde moment.
So we had a local meetup yesterday. It was very, very cool. So instead of just having regular wing night, we went to another restaurant and 4 or 5 other folks joined us. So if you're not doing local, start your own local. You know, that's what John did. And this was a new restaurant, not the same place we'd been meeting. We got to meet somewhere else. That place was a neat place, but it was loud. There's a lot of another YouTuber joined us yesterday. Most of you, he's the flipping accountant on YouTube.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know he was local to you.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Smart guy.
Casey uses him. I think Casey promotes him a lot.
No, he doesn't. No, he's not. He's in a local accountant. He's not a.
Oh, maybe it's a different accountant. Just the name. I've heard the name before, and I thought it was the one that Casey talks about. Maybe
he flips a lot.
Dad's account, not your dad's account, or something like that. That's the one I'm thinking.
Yeah. No, this is
Yeah, I've seen his videos in the past. It's been.
He does a lot of his reselling videos. A lot of Legos, a lot of video games and stuff. At
yeah. It's been a while since I remember now. Yeah.
He's the one that he got on camera. Of them accusing him of stealing something. That video did real well. And then he had another one where something else happened. He got the manager.
He does a lot of video games and stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember now. I was on the wrong accountant. Not your dad's CPA. That's the one that Casey uses. He talks about a lot.
I don't know who Julian, the flipping accountant, was, but how about Justin? How about Justin, the flipping accountant?
I think Justin sounds good.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I've seen a few of his videos, and he knows his stuff when it comes to video games for sure.
He's actually a CPA. He's a really smart guy.
And he's really smart about knowing when to go to Walmart to buy this stuff and places like that. Now, stuff I wouldn't be able to do because I know my limitations, and those aren't.
Don't worry though. No, next time I see him, I'm gonna call him Julian if I can remember. Just because that'll be good. He hasn't. So Victoria, he hasn't made videos in I don't know, several months. Except for he is actually doing the influencer, Amazon influencer. He's made some videos for that. Oh, we're welcoming Todd back.
I didn't know he left. Well, he did for a short time to answer the door or something. But
He took off his air traffic controller headset, so you know he left.
yeah.
Yeah, the pool guy came to finish installing the pool pump. That was a quick $1,700.
Another reason not to have a pool.
Yep.
How am I gonna get my tan if I don't keep my pool going though?
I didn't notice your hand was tan.
Well, it hadn't been. It's been too cold to swim, so there you go. Get ready for the spring startup. It's gonna be 85 degrees today.
Wow. Where are you at, Todd?
Central Texas.
Yeah, there you go.
Who started first, Raking Profit or Bonafide Hustler? That's easy. Bonafide Hustler.
Bonafide, yeah.
I remember.
Yep.
I was making videos when Raking started, so
They've both been around quite a long time, but
yeah.
I see Bonafide's doing some. He hadn't done videos in a while, I don't think, but he's doing them again.
Yeah, he's been doing them again. He's active on Instagram, I know.
I watched a lot of his videos in the early days, Bonafides.
Yeah, I think he was, besides the coin guys that were selling on eBay, I think he was the first one I watched as just a general eBay seller. I learned a lot from the guy.
Everything I knew in the beginning was from the Gilmans. That's who I learned from in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
Victoria, Todd is an hour or two from Fort Worth.
I never knew you could walk into a thrift store, buy a remote, and sell it on eBay until I watched the Gilmans. And I thought, my God, this opens up a lot of things for me. And it did. You know, I learned a ton from. Then I watched, believe it or not, I watched a lot of Casey back in those days because I didn't know what to do. So buying clothes was a good way to start. And so.
Yeah. You gonna be in Fort Worth in May, Victoria? Cool.
Victoria, as long as you're not a stalker, he might come see you.
I had to drive up there and buy her lunch.
All right, I'm going to make breakfast. This is exciting.
Shit, it's almost lunchtime here.
Well, this has been a wonderful day. We thank everyone for their thoughts and comments in the chat. It's been awesome. Yeah, there was a lot of the early guys are not around. It's sad when I'm becoming an OG.
Yeah, right.
That's terrible.
You've been
maybe
around
I
longer
can,
than I have too, but
maybe I can find a reason to come up to Fort Worth the day you're there. Fort Worth's good because it's on the way to the casino. So,
don't you have a kid that lives up there?
They live in East Dallas, which is about.
Oh, that's the other. It's going the other way from Fort Worth, huh?
Yeah, about 40 miles from Fort Worth.
Hope everyone. All the points that were discussed. If your sales are a little low, take some time to write down all the ideas and do an audit of your time, do an audit of, what are you doing to maximize your efforts on eBay. The hardest part is getting the listing up. The rest of that stuff you can do multiples at a time of promoting and restarting and all that other fun stuff. Amazon Live shoppable. You asked, we listened. I didn't ask. So, and hopefully, if it'll spur you on to great sales this week. Finish out this first quarter with some cash.
And I can't disagree with that.
Spend your shipping dollars on eBay. Remember, you have 1 week left for the first quarter to spend your shipping dollars on eBay. They're free. I just got some 12 boxes. I'm winning. All right, we're going to give you a roll tide. Not quite as fast as I was on Sunday night. I said, wait a minute. I said roll tide. Click.
Sweet Water out.